Okay, good evening. Just I'll hang on for a couple minutes to see if anybody signs on, and then if not, we'll just go ahead and... Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Hello?
Hello. Who's there?
Ben Anchef.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
awesome. There we go. I think I had my mute on. So
Sorry about that.
who is this?
Ben.
How you doing, Ben?
Ben Anchef. I'm sorry.
That's all good. How's things going for you?
Going well. Just busy with baseball coming around the corner.
Oh, good. Well, let's since you're here, let's go ahead and get started. Generally, what I try and do with these Zoom meetings is first go over any questions or issues from the previous week's assignments, and then address the upcoming assignments. All right. So,
Okay.
Do you have any questions from last week?
Well, the only question I had, which I think you answered it when you commented back, was I don't think I was specific enough with the public I was addressing. I kind of was, I wouldn't say broad on it, but I didn't narrow it down to like the demographics of 25 to 35, average salary, like race and stuff like that. I kind of left that stuff out. So as long as I was on the right track, if you remember the post about the Hershey Bears or not, I know you're grading a lot of stuff.
Yes, yeah, and you were fine there, and really this week's assignment really addresses those issues more than last week's does. All right. So
Okay.
So one of the reasons why I put that in there is primarily because if we don't understand and know who we're trying to target with our messages, then it doesn't really matter what we're doing, right? We could be saying anything. It doesn't really matter. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So for this week, really the assignment is to look at our key publics and then break them down into the really different segmentation, so that it's the idea of we're going to target these people with this message in this way, and it could be the same message but delivered in different mediums to different people, and that's really what it should be. And we should be touching each different public or demographic profile in multiple different ways with the same message.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I don't remember specifically what you're trying to do with the Bears, but let's just say, part of what you're trying to do is with social media. You may be targeting them with Facebook with one message, Snapchat with the same message at a different time, Twitter with the same message in a different way. We just need to make sure that we're touching each demographic or public profile with the same message in multiple ways. All right.
Okay, and that was one of the things I had was like to use social media because it's free. The Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat type of stuff.
I think I lost you.
Can you hear me now? Sorry about that.
I got you. So say that again.
I was saying that was one of the things I did use for the Bears, like the Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Right.
So just go into more detail, like when I'm going to put out a message and who I'm targeting.
Yes, and
that message.
Right, and what that message is. It doesn't necessarily have to be the specific message, but as long as it's the topical message, let's put it that way.
Okay.
All right. As we move on down through the course, we'll talk about the who, what's, when's, and where's. It's this public with this message and these places at these times. We're not quite there yet, but that's really kind of the direction that we're heading.
Okay. Now, is it a specific question for mine? I was targeting like 4 different topics, I guess you could say. The one was like supporting the youth in the area. The one was the military. The other one was, I think here off the top of my head. I guess the question I'm trying to ask is, should I narrow that down to one?
It would probably be better if you did. It would make your life a lot easier.
Okay. Because that's what I noticed from just seeing the other people, the way they structured theirs, and some of the feedback that I saw. They pretty much have one of the 4 subtopics, I guess, that I had. So I don't want to make it too hard on myself because I'm not the best at PR.
I understand, and plus the extra work that you would cause yourself there too, and it's not about necessarily the work; it's about trying to get the concept down so that you can replicate these types of things in different situations. So,
okay.
Let me ask you a question while we're talking about it. Why would you choose the Hershey Bears as opposed to the Barnstormers, where you've got, if that's where you're going to be? I mean, you're going to be there with them pretty much every day.
I did it to challenge myself, in all honesty.
Okay.
I hope I didn't bite off more than I could chew. Because most of the stuff, like the research-based stuff that I've been doing in the previous courses, I've been doing a lot of baseball. And it's not monotonous at all. I love it. It's just I wanted to challenge myself with the Bears and see, I guess, what else is out there other than the baseball world, how they would run things.
But that makes sense, and I can appreciate that. That's a good way to approach it. So
because the last thing I did was on the Senators for the facility management, and the time before that I did the Miami Marlins because you had to pick a Miami team in one of the other courses. I think it was sports marketing and public relations. I ended up doing the Marlins.
okay.
So it was all basically been baseball for me, and just wanted to challenge myself, I guess.
All right, well, that's good. All right.
Enjoying the warm weather down there, Dr. Newman?
Oh, I love it down here, man. I tell you what, man, I cannot stand the cold weather anymore. I was supposed to be up in New York. I guess it's 2 weeks ago now, and right when the snow was coming, and I decided I'm not going. And oh man, I tell you what, it's 80 degrees down here. I love it. Just love it.
You didn't miss anything up here the last couple of weeks. It's just been snow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. My wife still lives in New York. She's got 3 years till she retires, and if it wasn't so important, if that retirement wasn't so important, I'd been pressuring her to come on down. But it's
now, is she a professor as well?
No, she teaches in a high school in Baltimore County, Maryland. But
okay.
But we live in York, so
that's not too bad. It's about 1 hour commute.
Yeah, depending on the day, depending on if it's raining or if what other idiots are on the road.
Yeah, that's true.
So the discussion for this week is, it's really, I'm not sure what happened here, but when they put the class together, it seems like this discussion is out of place.
Okay.
So what I'm really looking for is policies that we would implement in terms of media. So like, for example, if we're having a press release, they've got to request credentials, so far out in advance. Those different types of things. So that the PR department has a, it's basically just policies of the PR department. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So not as in depth as they want it.
Right.
Not being the PR director, but putting out. Okay. I know where you're going with it.
So like if you were to go to the media relations or PR person, say, what are the things that are in place that help you deal with with the local media. It's those types of things that I'm looking for.
Okay.
And then that's really it.
Okay. Sounds good.
So unless you have other questions, we're done, and you can get back to doing whatever you got to do.
Okay, yeah, sorry I'm on the phone. I usually try to get on the computers, but
No, that's okay.
been running around like a chicken with my head cut off with baseball coming up. So
I understand. You wouldn't actually be able to see me today because I'm on the computer, but where I'm at, the bandwidth is not very good. So
okay,
it's all good. As long as you're on, I get to hear your voice. That's a good thing.
yep, yeah. Sorry I missed the last couple. Just been
Hey.
I was given lessons before the season started, and they're right on the same time. I was like, I'll change that for this week. So because I know I need the help in the PR department.
Well, it's all good. You got to do what you got to do, and you can always reach out to me if you have any other questions. It doesn't necessarily have to be during this time. So.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know sometimes I think of it more like a marketing thing versus PR, but I appreciate the help.
Sure thing. And you take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
All right, bud.
See you
Take
next
care.
week.
Bye-bye.